Hey my people, the Cow Footprints is here in Pretoria in the Veterans Radio Station. Veterans Voice is called. I'm here with the beautiful Lebo. And our host for now is...
Hi, good to see you guys.
Right, and that's the beautiful Naomi. Naomi Campbell, eat your heart out. We got the real one right here in South Africa. For me, I think this is the most beautiful radio station I've ever seen. Just look at all of those wonderful decorations back there, right? Look at that one. Beautiful, African style. This is how it's done. And we're here for the... Go on, say it.
Ungasali Storytelling Festival.
Right, this South African twist is getting me all...
Ungasali, don't get left behind.
Ungasali, don't get left behind. It's storytelling time, all right? We're taking it back. Yes.
Which theater technique, which theatrical technicals?
Hands down. Before you even ask the question, I can tell you hands down, nothing touches African theater technique. I'll repeat it for those who are listening. Nothing touches African theater technique. Because African theater technique is not simply about the intellect. We use all the different senses of the body. Every tone and vibration that we use for telling stories impacts us not just on intellectual level, but on spiritual level. Our storytelling, African storytelling, is wholesome. It is not just sit down to be entertained. We do transformative storytelling. That's African storytelling. So when I found myself in Detroit, for example, when I was in school there, I found I was 10 times ahead of what they were doing there in the theater schools there. I was doing stuff.
What motivates you to do you write your own stories?
Yes, I am. Well, I'm currently writing my stories now to be published. It took me a while to get to that level. One of the reasons why it took me to the level to start writing my stories is because writing does not carry the tones and the vibrations that our African language carries. You know, how do I express
What are you saying?
Right,
are you
so I'm saying? No, now that is a call out. It's a call out for you know, it's a specific story, which of course you don't want me to tell any stories now, but it's a call out for certain characters to come out. How do I write that and for that to be expressed in a book? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So
in what language are you writing that book?
I'm writing it in English, but I'm going to put my own languages in there. I'm going to put Limba in it. I'm going to put Fula. I'm going to put Timini. I'm going to put Mende, all of it, because these stories have songs. These stories have different ways you express things. You know, if I say to panko panko mine panko siyemarinde panko siyemarinde panko siyemarinde, how do I express that? Are you
singing, or are you telling a story?
I am telling a story there. Now, panko is a mortar, it's a pestle and a mortar, and it's the pestle that is pounding inside the mortar. So we say panko panko. How do you express that in a book?
So tomorrow is Ungasali the 7th Ungasali Storytelling Festival, and you are here.
Yep.
As one of the professional performers.
Yes. I'm here.
What do you have for us?
South Africa, be ready for me.
Yeah, I can imagine. Eh? Who do you prefer? The kind of audience that you are more comfortable to tell stories to. Who are they?
I tell you, I prefer an audience that is. I prefer an audience any audience that is receptive to change. Because I do not tell stories to entertain you alone. I tell you stories to transform you. So if you're ready for transformation, come. If you're not ready, come.
Yesterday I interviewed some storytellers. Yes. Some of them told me that they also play instruments. Do you also play instruments?
Yes, I do. I do play instruments.
What kind of instruments? I
play kongoma, which is an instrument. It's like the mbira. You know, I don't know if that's how you call it here in South Africa. It's in a gourd. It's like a gourd, and it have little metals inside.
Did you bring one this time around?
I did not come. I only came with my drum, with my djembe drum.
So you also play drum? I
play my drums as well. So that's what I've come with. So when people come to my show.
Before you compose a story, what motivates you? What influences you?
What influences me is heritage. The importance of heritage, that influences me. You see, we have a saying in Sierra Leone. We say, know yourself not to cause, not good advice. To know yourself is not an insult, it's good advice. That motivates me for African people to know themselves, for us to understand that we are giants and appreciate what a giant really means. Because a giant is not the same as a midget. What a giant eats, midgets don't eat. Where a giant walk, midgets don't walk there. The way giants, what giants do and what giants can achieve, midgets probably cannot achieve it. And Africans need to understand that. So when that motivates me to tell my story, so I'm giving you a story about yourself, that here is a mirror. Look at yourself. Do you like it? And what are you going to do about it?
How big is storytelling in Sierra Leone?
Well, storytelling is big in the sense that it is very much still in the villages, but it's after the war in Sierra Leone, it really took a downturn. So over the past 9 years, I have been working incredibly hard to make it a big thing again. So right now, it is really prominent in a lot of spaces in Sierra Leone right now.
You told us earlier on that you loved storytelling because of your grandparents who used to tell stories, your
Correct.
parents who used to tell stories.
Correct.
When did you first realize that storytelling could be your profession?
I think I realized that, and that's a really good question, the realization of it, and then the acceptance of it. I realized it, I would say, about 10 years ago, even though I've been telling stories for the past 30 years. But I realized I am a storyteller about 10 years ago. I came to accept it a couple of years afterwards. And it's a process. But people might, well, why is that if you've been telling it? The main reason why is because of the educational paradigm, the social paradigm that is accepted in Sierra Leone. The educational paradigm is that become a doctor, lawyer, and all these kind of things, you know. And you know, if you want to sign your certificate to poverty, then become a performer, an actor, or something like that, which is so crazy. But that paradigm played in my subconscious. So I had never really seen it as that serious until much, much later on. And when I did realize it's that serious and accepted I am a storyteller, the whole world came together. The whole jigsaw puzzle that is this universe came together for me. I saw my place. I saw how I connected to everything else in the whole world. Every profession, everything else. It came together for me.
Do you have lots of storytellers, professional storytellers in Sierra Leone?
I am the only traditional oral storytelling professional in my country.
So how do you... This is a profession for you, isn't it?
Yes.
So, so you don't have a competition?
No, there's no competition in Sierra Leone. If there's competition, it's maybe all the other music, Afrobeat music that people play.
Who are the consumers of your product?
For now, I am focusing a lot on the young people. Partly because at least I can work on transforming their minds to build a better country for themselves in the future, but also to teach them, pass on heritage, which many of them had been abandoning. And together, myself and these young people, we are redefining what we see as our heritage. We're redefining it, and we're giving it a contemporary relevance. So every story that I take from the village, I ask them and we discuss about its contemporary relevance. You see, if you look Jack and the Beanstalk, what's the importance of Jack and the Beanstalk? I know many people know Jack and the Beanstalk, but as an African man, what is Jack and the Beanstalk? You see, if I ask you as the host now, you know the story Jack and the Beanstalk, right? You don't know it at all. Okay, maybe I don't know if I should tell this story. I don't know how much time we have at all, but it's an old English story of Jack who was poor, mother was poor, and mother says, go and sell the cow, and Jack went to sell the cow, and he exchanged it for some beans. And mother threw the beans out of the window, upset. The beans grew right up into the sky. Jack woke up in the morning, climbed up in the sky, saw a castle. Wow! In this castle lived this giant. Jack went in there while the giant was away. Cut a long story short, saw golden harp, golden goose laying, golden egg, and so on. And the giants came later on, and the wife hid Jack. Giants came later on and thought, I smell something. And the famous English phrase, fee, fi, fo, form, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he dead or be he alive, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. And the wife says, oh, there's nobody here. Go and lay down and sleep. What's your problem? Giant went to sleep. Jack got up, saw the golden goose, golden egg, snatched it and ran off. Giant woke up, realized his goose was gone, chasing this Jack. Jack climbed down the tree, Giant followed down. Jack called his mom, they cut the tree, Giant fell down and died. Now, generally as a child, we have compassion for Jack. Poor boy, this giant chasing him. But if you tell this story from the giant's point of view, then you got to ask yourself, who is Jack? You realize Jack is a thief who came into somebody's house and stole their property, stole their wealth, and was running away. And rightfully, the giant got up to chase Jack so that he gets his stuff. And who is Jack? He says again, fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman.
Wow.
Coming in to steal my stuff.
Let's go for a break.
Aye, let's go for a break, no problem.
This is the Veterans Voice Radio. My name is Naomi Madima, and it's the Freedom Park Hour. I am with a storyteller,